Hi. It's been quite a while since I've made my last YouTube video, and trust me, it's not for the lack of trying. Where I've been, so what has happened? Well, 8 months ago, I returned to Ukraine. And while you can probably feel it's a controversial decision, and who even wants to return back to their country during war, I can say that it's definitely been the best choice. It's something that I've wanted for hours, yeah, like a million of hours, for years, and it was a good choice, but it doesn't mean it was easy. And living during the war, like whatever your worst assumption and your worst piece of imagination you have about what's it like living during war, I can guarantee you're correct, and it's probably even worse, which doesn't really lend itself to filming videos. Though I have to say, it does lend itself to creativity. Just I struggle a lot with the internet. Um, and my main struggle is that, like, for example, there is a new painting. There is another painting specifically about Ukraine, which I've been working on for forever, and I'm very excited to finish it. I'm like, I'm doing so many things. I'm like creating these frame by frame animations. I'm learning Blender because I'm finally making like my dream animated movie, whatever. Um, but making videos has been difficult. And the thing about this, like making videos and trying to speak about stuff and trying to reach out, is that for me, like war, um, like it steals meaning, it steals feeling connected, if that makes sense. Like, because for me, like, it's so disheartening seeing I guess like what I'm trying to say is that, like, what good does it do if I, for example, talk about Ukraine and talk about horrific stuff that's happening, if I make art to represent that horrific stuff happening, but it doesn't change anything. It doesn't inspire, ideas or thoughts even in anyone. If it just lands into a void of nothingness, and even less of like than nothing, where it gets twisted into like disgusting stuff that's been happening on the internet, like people placing bets on Ukrainian war, like, how fast will this happen and this happen. It's like, obviously, war is always about the worst of humanity. I just never expected to be so thrown off balance in the face of it, because, like, the war really tests your values, obviously, and the only way to survive it is to really hold on to them really really tightly. That's why I make art. This is why, like, I am literally daily writing a novel, like, making my animation, and like teaching English, going to the gym, going to a cafe, like buying, like just buying coffee, like, talking to baristas and stuff like that, because, like, the only thing that will get you through um war is holding on as tight as you can to what matters to you. But I don't think it translates well onto the internet. What I'm trying to say is that I really wanted to make videos, and I do want to make videos, and I do want to talk about important stuff. It just feels it's difficult to do it because it's difficult to do it when you believe the world doesn't care. Even though I know, a sweeping statement like that is never true, and, the world is not an entity, and everything is more complicated and nuanced than that. It's just been difficult adjusting to, living in an actual active war zone. Um, so, other than that, I've been doing pretty great, to be honest. Like, once again, mm, great is a relative term now, especially for everybody living in Ukraine. Great means much less than it used to mean when, during peaceful time. But I am doing great, honestly. I still struggle a lot, and I still have a ton of things that are difficult, but all in all, I am able to have happy days. I am able to have days where I am just happy to be alive, and I do enjoy my life, when those days are not tainted by the news, by whatever else that is very tough and very difficult. Um, yeah, like, you know, uh, I've always I've always taken great pride in being this person who transforms pain into art. And, every poem that I ever wrote, majority of my paintings and my drawings are exactly that, exactly just taking something that deeply affects me, deeply hurts me, or deeply moves me, and making something out of that, like externalizing it. Is just that I find war to be so all consuming and so incomprehensible, um, that it's hard to put something of that magnitude into words, into art, even though I still try. Like, that piece is kind of about the war, even though, it's not bloody and it doesn't depict missiles and stuff like that. Yeah, I've been writing a lot. I'm actually very excited about that. I started thinking about starting a writing YouTube channel where I just write and make writing vlogs. But the problem with that is that, like, I just, like, for me, writing is just putting on my headphones, sitting in front of my laptop and just writing. And it, like, because now we have this insane situation with electricity. So right now I do have electricity, but it's not for long. It's going to be gone very quickly. So, um, like, whatever comforts you take, like whatever routine is a routine for you, like, remove electricity from that. See how you do. Because, yeah, because it's another point of difficulty, right? Because, like, technically speaking, you don't really need electricity to make art most of the time. Like, as long as you have some sort of light, whatever, right, you can make art. But it just grates on you. Like, that's exactly the reason why the electricity is always hit. It's because it grates on you so much. It, like, just complicates such simple things so much that you just feel exhausted by it. So, even though I am thinking about making this other mm, YouTube channel and just, kind of document my writing. At the same time, I'm like, do I just film myself sitting there, like, over my laptop, just for hours and that's it? um, yeah, I don't know. Like, I felt like I've tried to make this video about being back to Ukraine and what's it like and why I'm not making videos and why everything's like, I know nobody cares, but at the same I do care. Um, but it's just like, it was so hard that I wasn't in a, like, mental space to even talk about it, like, somewhat objectively without dragging on all the heavy feelings. And once again, like, when I started the Ukrainian dev series, I always wanted it to be actually showing not the tragedy but the beauty of Ukrainian culture, because that's my life. I don't see just the tragedy. I do adore my culture and my country. um, but it's like hard to separate those, and hard to pretend to only see the beauty, and hard to only choose to talk about the beauty when like tragedies happen daily. So yeah, it's like an endless tug of war. But hopefully something comes out of it. Like, I really hope to finish this frame by frame little animation I'm doing. You can check out my progress actually on my Instagram. I've been posting it there. um, and I think from that point on, it's going to be a bit better, and I will be able to get back into the groove of like, filming the art and talking about it and sharing stuff. Because YouTube has always been fun, and I always love making videos. Um, but yeah, it's just been just a bit difficult lately. So yeah, I don't know. Was there any point to this video? I hope so. Anyways, thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.